Okay, we had the new parts come through from the factory. We'll get them on the car ahead of FP1.
Hey guys, and welcome back to another Career Mode episode. Today we are here for the Italian Grand Prix, and if you guys did miss the last episode for Spa, do check it out, guys. A crazy race. Even Hungary before that as well. The last two races have been absolutely insane, and I cannot wait to get going for this episode, guys. And it's going to be an exciting race. First of all, though, as you can see on screen, we have 4 upgrades in the car. 2 of them for performance, for engine-related stuff, and also 2 for reliability. Now, the engine ones, we have a minor and a major, I believe. The minor one, which failed at Spa, so we got that on the car for this race. And as you can see, as a consequence, we jump up to the 3rd best team and take a big step forward in the progression chart. Now, it's going to be an exciting race. Ferrari have pulled away a bit. Force India are still there. They're going to be a threat this weekend. And I think it's going to be a battle trying to beat the red cars and the pink cars this weekend. I think Mercedes are going to struggle a bit, but they might still be there because it's still Mercedes. Red Bull might be a bit of a wild card, but I generally think the top 3 teams in the R&D are going to be the top 3 teams that challenge here this weekend, unless there's maybe a wild contender in the mix or something. Either way, we got underway in Friday practice, got the car up to scratch, shaken down, and to be fair, I was very happy with the car. The balance was great. I was running 3.6 on the aero and also 7 on the ballast, and I had a really good balance. Car felt great, and I could really attack the racetrack. Sectors 1 and 3 I was supreme at. Sector 2 not so much. We need a bit more of a front end, and I actually sacrificed a bit of cornering speed to try and have a bit more straight line speed to be a bit more competitive in the race on Sunday. And after practice, like I said, I hit all the targets pretty much. I didn't bother with the qualifying test because there was no points on offer. So I thought it was a good chance to save the engine, because we did put a new engine in the last race in Spa. This is the 2nd race with the new engine, so we should have still plenty of power in the power unit. So hopefully we will still be very competitive. And we jump into Saturday qualifying, and like I mentioned, I felt pretty confident. Last season, though, I've got to say, we struggled big time. I felt confident after practice last season, but we didn't even get out of Q1. So the demons were in my mind, and I was wondering to myself, could I actually do it? Would I have the pace? And would it be possible? And I was going to find out very shortly in the start of Q1. Unlike last times, I'm not messing around in Q1. I find it hard. I've mentioned this before. I find it really hard in Q1 to get through. So what I do is I leave it until pretty late in the session, left it until about 8 minutes to go. And I went out on the fastest hard, the Super Softs, minimum fuel possible. And we just went out and absolutely blitzed it. Like, we went for it. We didn't hold anything back, because Q1 is a tricky session for me. I'll struggle to get through. Q2 and Q3 are easier. So far, as you can see, a purple middle sector there. Good pace so far. The lap was actually really good. Very clean. Very tidy. There was some time left on the table, but all in all, it wasn't too bad. And we go P7. Very good lap there. And a massive improvement to last season with the purple final sector. And we go through P9 into Q2. Pierre Gasly in P7. That gave me a hell of a lot of encouragement going into the second part of qualifying, where we went for the slower soft compound tyres on our first attempt. However, they had no pace. We really need only the super softs for this one, and we do go last, so we have to improve. And with only a few seconds to go on the clock, we go out on the super soft compound tyres for a full lap of the Monza circuit. Now, to turn 1, you want to brake at the 100-metre board. I found a bit of time this weekend in this compared to season 1. If you really attack this turn 1 curb, it's a very flat curb, and you can really gain a hell of a lot of time if you get the right line. And my first sector was already pretty damn strong, so that actually helped me find quite a bit more time. And straight away, you can see compared to the soft compound tyres, we are miles up on the delta here. 3.5 tenths up as we now really attack this next sequence of corners here. The middle sectors where I lose time. Up until here, I'm good. And now the Lesmos especially, I do drop a bit of lap time. This is the part, I'll probably say the most part of the track where I lose most of my lap. Lesmo 1 especially. Lesmo 2 is not too bad. Number 1 is the one that I just, no matter what line I take, I just cannot. Even though it feels right for me, I lose time to the AI. There's no way around it. Then into Ascari, I'm pretty good in the brakes into here. I don't really have a reference point. I kind of brake on feel. When I see the curve coming up on the right hand side, depending on how confident I am, I'll brake. It's pretty simple. You want to really attack the curb without really cutting the corner if possible, and then have a lot of patience on the exit to not run too wide, because the curb will unstable the car. And then into Parabolica, 50-metre board, down to 5th gear, pick up your apex, have a lot of patience, pick up the throttle, don't run too wide. I go a little bit too wide there, getting all 4 wheels momentarily out of the track. Luckily my lap didn't get cancelled, and up to the line, and we go up to P7, and that is going to be us into the 3rd part of qualifying for the first time at Monza, and a massive improvement on last season where we couldn't get out of Q1. So for me, I was very happy. The engine upgrades working really well, and also Pierre Gasly gets through in 9th place in the other car as well. So the top 10 is going to consist of the 5 best teams in the sport, which are Ferrari, Mercedes, Toro Rosso, Force India and Red Bull. And straight away in Q3 we got our first attempt invalidated, so I went out for a second lap, and we're going to ride on board for the entirety of this lap and really focus on the detailed information for this lap. So straight away you want to open up the DRS. Exit is critical at parabolic. You can get up to a tenth of a second. Then into turn 1 you want to brake bang on the 100-meter board down to third gear, not second, and attack the first apex. And then you want to get second gear down to get the car rotated for the second part of the corner. And then on the power, traction and being smooth on the throttle is critical to get a good exit and a good straight line speed along this swooping right of 3 on this back straight, which feeds into the chicane of 4 and 5, where you really want to attack, especially the first curb. Keep 2 wheels in the track, but the first one has to be attacked. I cut that corner a bit too much for my liking, and actually unstable the car a bit. As we now go into Lesmo 1, this time using 4th gear actually. I put it went too slow and I caught the inside curb, which ruined my speed a little bit. Then the second Lesmo this time absolutely perfect, a little bit wide, but we just about kept it within track limits, didn't get our lap invalidated. DRS open on the back straight, and then for Ascari, like I said, you brake on field. Normally it's near enough to the 100-meter board on the right hand side. Then you want to go down to the 5th gear, really attack the curb here, 6th gear short shift, and stay nice and tight on the right to really open up the left and open up the exit to carry the speed down this back straight, down to Parabolica, and once again brake at the 50-meter board down to 5th gear, and have a lot of patience, get the car rotated, get on the power nice and smoothly. This time we don't run too wide, we keep it nice and tight, and we pick up the maximum traction possible. Bear to the right hand side, up to the line, and that is a lap of the Monza circuit, and a great lap in Q3 to be honest with you, and we get 7th place, which is fantastic, and definitely exceeded my expectations for a qualifying performance. And I cannot complain. That was one that I did not see coming around this circuit, where my car, you could argue, is not really built for this track. And as you can see, the Ferraris and Force Indias dominate the top 4, Mercedes in 5th and 6th, and then it's a battle between the Red Bull branded teams for the best of the rest around here. In P7, we beat everyone else. It's a great qualifier, but now it's time for the race.
The Italians love their cars and they love their racing. And of course, they love it here at Monza. Home race for Ferrari, of course, who've had 18 wins here since 1950. But you know, there's not been so much luck for the locals in the cockpit recently. The last Italian driver to win this race was back in 1966. So what now? I think it's time to make some more history here today. We're 12 miles northeast of Milan for today's Grand Prix at a Monza circuit where we can expect top speeds of around 215 miles per hour. 11 corners on this 3.6 mile track, with 7 of those coming in the form of chicanes, and with a good slipstream and DRS open, there should be plenty of opportunity for some passing here today. With that then, let's run through the grid order. Sebastian Vettel has a clear track ahead of him today. He starts in pole position. Sergio Perez lines up alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Raikkonen, Ocon, Valtteri Bottas, Martinez, Ricciardo, Verstappen, Gasly and Lewis Hamilton, Grosjean, Leclerc, Carlos Sainz and Magnussen, Hülkenberg, Stroll, Sergei Sirotkin and Fernando Alonso. Ericsson and Stoffel van Dorn completes the grid. And now it's time to head down to the track.
Right then, here we are on the grid for the Italian Grand Prix. P6 after I think someone got a penalty, so we're starting on the 3rd row alongside Valtteri Bottas, and hopefully we can have a good race today. I'm looking forward to it. I think we can do something. We can make something happen. We've got to make sure we're aggressive, we make it work in the slipstream, and we don't get sucked into the constant battles. Strategy-wise, we're going to go for the 1-stop here today. Super softs onto the mediums, avoiding the 2-stop, which is 10 seconds slower. And fuel-wise, we're going to go half a lap over. However, on second thought, I'm going to go a little bit high. I'm going to go 1.5 laps over, because slipstreaming max revs really does consume the fuel around here. So we're going to turn that up a bit, have a little bit extra fuel. Hopefully that will help us out. It's going to be an interesting race. I'm looking forward to it, and I think we can do something special here today. I want to try and get a podium, but I'm going to remain conservative in my judgment. If I can get a top 5, I'd be happy, but I'm definitely aiming and eyeing up a podium. So let's see what happens. It's time to jump into it here for the Italian Grand Prix. Let's go. Right then, here we go. Let's get ready for the 5 red lights here at Monza. Lights out, and away we go. It's a quick 5 lights, and it's a decent start off the line actually, not too bad. We pretty much go equal with the rest of the AI as we race down towards turn 1. I've got 2 Red Bulls to my left, and looks like Verstappen has launched into turn 1. We're on the outside of turn 2 here, but we are going to get the traction, and we're up into P5 just about. Verstappen sticking with me here, but we are going to edge in front. I've got a straight line speed to burn with some rich mix and hot lap ERS, and in this case overtake ERS. There we go, that's a great start to the race, already into P5, and we've got both Force Indians and Ferraris in front of us, so let's see if we have the race pace to match these guys. I think Vettel, as far as I'm aware, is on soft compound tyres, so he might be down on pace early on, which might keep the pack close together as he's currently leading the Grand Prix. So with that in mind, there might be an opportunity here for some overtakes. Right now everybody's line astern as we go into our Sky for the first time. Absolutely mega top speeds are going to get hit here with these slipstreams as we get a bit loose on the exit. Back end letting go on me there, that was a bit of a moment. We're going to have to recover here, picking up the toe on Verstappen. Bottas lurking behind. Up the inside of Max into the parabolic. I want to recover that position straight away if I can. Squeeze him out on the exit. Lose as least time as possible. I don't want to lose the toe of the top four. We need to stay in contact with these guys. It's critical that we don't lose it. All the way down to turn 1 with racing these guys. We need to make sure we stay ahead and don't lose the position. Braking late to turn 1. Have to sacrifice the tyres a bit, but we stay ahead. And now it looks like Perez and Vettel are engaging in a bit of a battle here. So that's going to allow us to hopefully close the gap. Bottas has got the move done on Verstappen, it seems. Hamilton not too far behind either. But right now, let's see if we can keep up with this front four. Okay then, a little bit slow into the Lesmos. We're not really going to do much here because of the slipstream. Ferrari and Force India are so fast on the straights. But we can try and gain, which is what we're doing, into Ascari. Ferrari's side by side here, Vettel and Raikkonen. Yellow flags behind. We cannot overtake, unfortunately. We're going to have to sit behind. I think someone might have had a problem. I'm not sure it's in front or behind. Yellow flags are still there. Looks like a Sauber's pulled off behind us. Meanwhile, Ocon goes for the move. Leclerc out of the Grand Prix into Parabolica here. Ocon and Vettel side by side. We get the power down nice and early. Can we try and get this overtake? They're both side by side, so no one's going to have the best slipstream. We're going to start gaining.
You're hitting the energy deployment limit and losing ERS power before the end of the lap.
Here we
Lower
go.
the ERS deployment mode to prevent this.
Side by side. And I'm hot into turn 1. I'm very hot. We're going to have to straight line the corner. We're going to lose out massively. We do rejoin ahead of Vettel. I'm going to have to let Vettel go, to be honest, because we didn't really pass him fair and square. However, Bottas has capitalised. We're going to have to race these guys. Bottas goes for the outside on Vettel. I'm going to switch back underneath the pair of them. We get Vettel this time. Bottas goes defensive into the Lesmo. Very defensive indeed. I'm going to squeeze Vettel out. And we should nab some DRS on Bottas, so that should allow us to get the move done. Here we go. Slipstream on the works Mercedes car. Overtake ERS engaged. We're gaining. We're going to pull to the inside. And we get the job done before our Ascari. And we're now back into P4 now. So good progress, good recovery from a couple of scares early on this race. Now we need to try and pull away from this slipstream if we can. Because look how many cars are involved in this. It's absolutely crazy. We need to get a good exit here to stay ahead on the power early on. I don't think I've done enough. It looks like everyone's going to pick up a mega Tommy here. I'm going to be a bit of a sitting duck. I'm relying on this engine power. To be fair, Bottas isn't catching me, so it looks like we might be okay to stay in front, which is good news. Now we can try and catch Ocon if we can. Okay, I've got the hammer down. I think I might have done enough to get the gap out to Vettel and Bottas. We do a personal best. I'm not within Ocon's DRS though, even though I'm inside a second. I should be on the back straight though. So let's start to put the pressure on the Force India driver here if we can. And let's get ourselves into that podium position as well. Get a little bit loose through the chicane there. Bottas and Vettel behind are battling, so that's going to suit me. It means they won't be able to keep up, which is good news. Okay, this time I'm definitely within Ocon's DRS here. Onto the home straight. Am I going to have enough battery to burn? Let's find out. We're gaining the slipstream, 350 Ks plus. Ocon goes defensive. We have a look up the inside, but no way through there just yet. Unfortunately, Ocon was pretty good on the brakes. Also, Perez and Raikkonen are scrapping it out for the lead. So there might be a chance here still for us to do something this race. We seem to have good pace. Although the slipstream is proving to be a bit of an annoyance. I think we will struggle to shake off the 1 second gap with both of the Force Indias and Kimi. However, if we do get that 1 second gap, I think it could be night-night for the AI and we could be away. But I need to take that one step at a time, not get too ahead of myself. For now, you can see Ocon really pulling away in the second sector, which is my weakest sector on the track, and then we respond in sectors 1 and 3. But it's definitely looking like a 4-car scrap at the moment for the race win so far, and we're 6 laps in. I've currently dropped outside of a second at the moment. But these guys are now battling pretty heavily. And I'm looking racy so far. We've definitely got the pace, which is good. And I definitely think I can do some damage here. As we're going to Lesmo 1. Ocon and Raikkonen are a bit slow. I'll lose the back end slightly, but we definitely seem to have the race pace here. So here we go on the exit. I don't think I'm going to line up a move just yet. I'm going to try and save some battery for later on. I want to try and get them somewhere else, because straight on speed wise, as good as we are, and we have been this weekend, the Force Indians are still just a level above at the moment. So I think we're just going to have to sit in the slipstream. Yellow flag here. It's a Red Bull, it seems. I think it might be... Oh, it's Max Verstappen. He's actually pulled over. Okay. I know he got a puncture or something, but he's actually pulled over now. So Verstappen is out of the race. It's not Ricciardo this time. Now, out the final corner, Perez is going to be a sitting duck here. Let's see what we can do. The speed we're going to hit is going to be absolutely crazy. 360 Ks. I have to get on the brakes very early here because of this battle. We have to see what we can do, assess the situation. The Force Indians are side by side. Raikkonen takes the lead of the race. Look at this battle. Both of the Force Indians not giving themselves an inch, just like in real life. However, we are lurking in the background here. Just got to be patient. Let these guys battle it out. Set up the switchback. There we go. We get past Perez. Into Lesmo 1 around the outside of Ocon. Is that possible? A massive tank slap at mid-corner. Ocon takes the inside line. We switch right back underneath. Oh my god, that was so close, but we pulled it off. And we're into second place. Do I have enough of a gap? Yes, I do. They're both going side by side at the moment, so let's try and break away. What an incredible sequence that was. Let's try and pull away if we can here and get the gap out. Raikkonen's actually got a bit of a gap, which is not what you want. You want to try and keep your contenders within range. As Perez goes up the inside, no way through there. I'm too good on the brakes into the parabolica. On the power early on now, out the final corner. Do we have enough to stay ahead of these Force Indians around this circuit? Perez is pretty far back, so I think I might be okay actually. I'm quite surprised. Yeah, we should be fine as Gasly comes in.
Pierre is in for his stop.
Now, do we have any tyres left? I'm scheduled to come in this lap, I think. So can I push on this end lap and try and catch up to Kimi? Let's see. Right, then we're going to come in this lap, so we're going to turn down the ERS and also the rich mix, put it into none. Try and save a little bit of battery power if we can. Into the parabolica, on the power nice and early. We're going to bear right to go into the pit lane, as does Kimi Raikkonen. Get it slowed down to the 80. Oh my god, that was 80 exactly. That was so close. But that was the best entry I've had so far, even better than last time, which I thought I absolutely bossed it. We're quite far down the pit lane here, so I think Kimi might have got held up by Perez maybe. Who knows? Nice quick stop from the boys, 2.5. And there we go, we're away. And we're actually inside Perez there. Wow, that was close. Somehow we didn't lose a position there. Perez was really, really close to getting past me. That modified pit stop time with the new contracts definitely didn't help me out one bit. Also, Raikkonen's going to come out neck and neck with Carlos Sainz. Looks like Sainz has got the measure of him, which is good news. That means he's going to have to try and pass him. That'll buy me a bit of time. I need to try and switch these tyres on though as soon as I can. I do struggle for tyre warm-up in this game, so I could be vulnerable into this brake zone, into the chicane. Perez is going to look quite aggressive, but he's not close enough. So I should be able to stay ahead now as Raikkonen goes to war with Carlos Sainz. I'll be surprised if Perez doesn't pass me. There he goes. He's got the move this time. I'm going to back out of it and let him take the corner. I'm not going to fight him because we'll lose time if he takes a stupid line into the corner. Raikkonen has got past Sainz as we get a bit wide there. Let's just try and get the slipstream. I'm trying to get these tyres up to temperature. I'm just struggling to get these warmed up. I can maybe get Perez back on the home straight here. Understeer is really bad at the moment. Very bad understeer. Right, here we go then. Onto the home straight. DRS on Perez. Let's try and get the re-overtake. There's Vettel. And here comes Ocon. This ain't going to end well. This ain't going to end well. Oh my god, that's so close. I was forced to the inside there by Perez and I just had to commit. We made it work though. But we've lost the position to Esteban Ocon. And Raikkonen's already got past two slower cars in front. So right now, Raikkonen is putting some distance between himself and the rest of the pack as Perez goes for the dive into the chicane. Side by side with him. I'm going to squeeze him a bit on the exit. This is becoming a fierce battle now. Vettel behind Perez as well. It's the top 3 in the championship, and Raikkonen, who's the outsider in 4th place, is leading this race at the moment. This is going to really blow the championship race up right now. We're falling into a fierce slipstream battle in this race, which is exactly what I said I did not want at the start of the Grand Prix. And look at this, we're getting swamped by multiple cars here. Vettel and Perez both get past. I'm going to just have to sit behind. There's no point going side by side to Ascari, you lose too much time. But we are struggling at the minute, we are on the back foot. And look at this now, Pierre Gasly's behind me, my teammate. He's caught up to me after doing a pit stop. So we are really up against it here. We need to respond big time. We need to get these tyres up to temperature. They still feel pretty horrible. So I'm really struggling to find a rhythm and a zone at the moment. Onto the home straight though. Vettel goes for the move on Perez. Can we get the double toe? This would be our chance to re-overtake these guys. Oh, there they go. They're side by side again. This time though, they both hurt from a poor exit. Vettel goes right across me there. I have to get out of it. And I have to get on the brakes mid-corner again as he really takes a poor run through the Lesmo. Can we try and get back past Sebastian here? That's not a good exit whatsoever. I need to respond. Gasly's lurking behind me here. He's looking very dangerous in the same machinery as me. Gasly pulls to the inside. No way through though, luckily. This is a battle of ERS and also engine modes and just anything that the car's got. You just have to throw it at him. This is such a fierce battle. Right, behind Sebastian here. Let's just wait. Pick up the DRS into the Parabolica. Perez is going to have DRS this time around, which is not ideal as Ericsson comes in. Ocon with the pace. He's catching up to Kimi here. We open up DRS. Let's see what happens. It's going to be a lot of Ks on the straight again. Perez goes defensive. Vettel can't commit to a move. Perez locks up a bit, runs a bit deep. There's no way I'm getting the traction on these guys. The acceleration, their chassis is way too light and just nimble. I can't match it. Okay, Vettel and Perez side by side into Ascari. Or not. Vettel gets the move done even before the corner. Still though, they're going to be slow on the exit again, which allows me to stay basically within contact. I'm just saving the battery. I'm trying to save it for later on. Surely these guys in front eventually will run out of battery deployment and they will have to save, and that is very noticeable when the AI have to, you know, harvest energy. So hopefully that moment comes. Either way, I'm going to try again here. I'm really running out of rich mix now though, so this might be our last chance, and I'm not going to bother with the rich mix because we're nowhere near close enough. Let's save what we have as Perez re-overtakes Vettel cleanly for 3rd place. Perez has really picked up the pace here. Side by side with Sebastian into their Parabolica. We're going to watch this from a distance. I don't think I got DRS here. If I did, it's going to be close. We've got Ocon and Raikkonen battling up ahead. Out the final corner then. Do we get DRS? No, we don't. Okay, yes we do. There we go. Personal best. This is going to be tricky, man. Yellow flag in the 2nd sector. Renault's out of the race, I think. We're going for a spin into Ascari. We just don't have the straight line speed to compete. These two teams, Ferrari and Force India, just their car is way too good for these sort of tracks. Too much straight line speed, their car's too light, their aero is too slick. We just cannot compete at the moment. Myself and Gasly just sat here watching basically. This battle showing no signs of letting up, and Ocon and Raikkonen are really going for it, as are Perez and Vettel. Look at this, Raikkonen and Ocon slow into the chicane again. We are going to pick up the traction this time. 3-1 into Lesmo, surely not. We have to get out of that. That would be not the one. I'm going to get absolutely screwed up on the inside line there. Lesmo 2, look at this. Perez is slow on the exit. I'm going to bump him a little bit. But it's now, not even that, it's a 6-car scrap for the race win. Gasly looking for a move. He's trying to get on my outside there. No way through. Gasly though commits to the inside into Ascari. And I have to get out of it. Gasly goes for the move. Fair play, but I mean, come on, man. We've got a chance as a team here to do something special. Don't ruin it for us. Right, we're just going to sit behind Pierre for now. I'm going to try and get the relay and the double toe out of the Parabolica. He's going to have DRS on the guys in front. Hopefully I can get the 2 for 1, but I think he's got too much toe for me to even maybe get back past him. So I don't mind. I can sit behind Gasly for a bit. Look at this. It's 4 wide into turn 1 almost between the leaders here. Oh my god, it's all kicking off. It's all kicking off. It's now Force India 1-2. The Ferraris have lost positions. End plate damage there. We get the traction out the corner. We get past Gasly again. Right, now is when we sort of have to consider, you know, it's about time to strike, basically. We have to start making our move. I'm trying to power past Pierre, which I have done. Looks like this battle isn't over. Perez, though, is putting some distance between himself and us at the front. He's checking out, to put it lightly. And Raikkonen has got back past Ocon. That battle is just never ending here. We're watching from a distance. And there's a Mercedes joining in to the party. And also Ricciardo's not too far behind either. Into the Parabolica though. Looks like Raikkonen has managed to stay within Perez DRS, which is critical for the battle. I don't know who's going to win this race. I cannot tell you what's going to happen here. Ocon and Vettel now side by side on the home straight. I'm going to pick up the toe. Gasly is looking at a move on me potentially. Into the first corner. Any contact? Not quite. Looks like Ocon might be the one who actually got the front wing damage at turn 1 last lap. Vettel and Ocon are going to go side by side again here. Vettel just gets in front. Ocon's going to try and go for the re-overtake. You can bank on that one. We are gaining slipstream though on these guys. We're going to sit back for now though. Let these guys battle it out. I need one of them to have a bit of a clumsy exit. Vettel's going extremely defensive into the Lesmo. That's going to allow me to go on the outside of Ocon. That's what I'm talking about. However, Ocon's held it on the inside line. I'm going to go on the outside again into Lesmo 2. We get the job done. Hopefully Gasly can make a move, but I think Ocon, here he comes. He's fast. He's so bloody fast. I'm not going to let him have the move though into Ascari. He's on the outside. He can get on the outside and he can stay there. I'm a bit wide through there. I've kind of messed up Gasly, to be fair. I fed him into the Mercedes, but I don't care at this point now. I'm wanting a result. We've lost contact of Raikkonen and Perez, who are the front two, so we can't need to catch back up. I don't know how. It's pretty much going to come down to them battling heavily, but here we go. Raikkonen fastest lap. We need to pick up the DRS on Sebastian. I think I'm too far back here for a move. We are going to gain, but not enough, so I'm going to save some ERS. Looks like Gasly's managed to break away from the battle behind, which I'm very impressed with. He's done the job, he's got past, and he's staying ahead. So hopefully, you never know. I mean, I'd love to see him catch back up to us once this lead pack merges back into our front four. So it looks like Perez and Raikkonen are still scrapping, which is going to allow Sebastian to pick up some DRS. And we're going to once again reform a 4-car pack at the front. Looks like Gasly's going to drag, though, the Mercedes, Ocon, and Ricciardo with him. Man, this race is still not over. There's so long to go. This is going to be intense. Raikkonen and Perez side by side. They lose a bit of time. We're on the back of Sebastian here, but I'm using this as a chance to save ERS. Vettel, though, gets a poor run through Lesmo 1. I'm going to go on the outside. Again, though, I'm trying to save ERS. Side by side into Lesmo 2. A little bit of contact there side by side. I'm not going to go for the move. I want to save the battery if I can. It's going to the saving ERS for later on in this race is going to be critical now, and fuel as well. Like, I need to start playing the long game. We've still got so many laps to go in this race. I need to try and save other things on my car. Raikkonen's had a poor exit, as has Perez. This is a good chance for me to save fuel and ERS. I need to try and save everything that I've got, so I can basically use all the gadgets and all the buttons, everything that I have. I want to be able to use it later on in this race. So one, I'm just going to sit behind. I'm going to keep it in medium and also standard, and just try and keep things at a level playing field. Gasly's still P5. He's holding down the fault back there. Besides, I think something could happen here as Raikkonen locks up, as does Perez. These guys are going to have a kerfuffle in a moment, and I'm going to just basically wait to pick up the scraps. I'm getting a good tow as well, so I don't need to run higher engine modes at the moment. Okay, looks like Gasly has caught up to me now, so now is when we start re-engaging here. Gasly's not close enough to really go for a move yet, so I think I should be okay in medium and standard. But starting from the next lap, we're going to pick up the engine modes again, and this is going to be the part now where we try to overtake all of these cars, and we try to retake the race lead and try and win this race. Gasly is gaining on me here, but not enough. Vettel and Raikkonen side by side to Parabolica. That suits me. Pick up the traction. Rich mix engaged. Overtake. Right then, let's see how vulnerable these guys are. Raikkonen is pretty slow. I can visually see me catching him. Look at this. We're gaining on the Ferrari here. Up the inside of Kimi into turn 1. It's late in the day. Raikkonen stays on the inside line, but no way through. We managed to make the move convincingly. That's what I'm talking about. Saving all my fuel and also battery mode to really try and have a go at these guys. That's exactly what I'm doing now. Vettel and Perez side by side. You never know, there could be something in this for me. Perez gets a poor exit. He's going to go defensive into the Lesmo. This time, I'm going to commit to that outside move. Tank slapper again, but we get it around the outside. Fantastic overtake. Now I'm going to be on the back foot slightly for this back straight, but I don't care. I'll use my car straight line speed, is what I'm saying. I've got all my rich mix and overtake ERS to use. Perez is gaining on me. I'm going to force him to the outside, show him round, long way round into Ascari. I'm going to hold the inside line. Yellow flag. Something's happened. There's been contact. It's Raikkonen. Raikkonen's, I think, going slow. Now's our chance. We've got a bit of a gap. Let's catch up to Vettel here into Parabolica. I'm not going to have DRS, but if I can carry a lot of straight line speed in this home straight, I can definitely catch up to him. Raikkonen, though, championship contenders, had a problem. Either way, gap is 1.1 and it's 1.7 behind. Now's our chance to catch Vettel and make something happen. Raikkonen out of the race. Confirm. That is a big one for the championship and a big one for this race. Gasly now P3 as he gets past Sergio Perez. Go on, son, you got this. Toro Rossos are coming alive later on in this Grand Prix. Okay, I'm back within Sebastian's DRS. That was a big lap from me. Sebastian's picking up the pace and I'm struggling to really keep up. So I'm really relying on this DRS at the moment. However, having said that, we are now well within a second. So now we can start making things happen here. Okay then, we're very close to Sebastian this time. I'm not going to commit to anything into Ascari. And probably not Parabolica either. I'm just going to follow him. Last chance to save battery and anything we have. I'm going to get him on the home straight and try and pull away into Parabolica. There we go. Leave it to the last minute. Now we're going to engage. Here we go. Everything we've got. This is our chance for the race lead here at Monza. Can we gain on Sebastian? We're catching into turn 1. We lock up into turn 1. Don't quite make it, unfortunately. However, can I have a go into the Variante Rotofilio? We are gaining again. We're going to really put the pressure on him here. Not quite, doesn't work out for us. But it doesn't matter, we're still extremely close. Come on, we got this. Gasly makes the move on Perez. He's now with the P3 again. Onto the back straight. Do you have anything in the tank? Yes, we do. Can we get him into Ascari? That would be the best place because we leave him on the outside line. There we go. We're going to save some fuel. Up the inside of Ascari. Make the move. Job done. We're into the race lead here at Monza. Can we pull away from Sebastian? We're quite far actually. I might have over a second on him already. It's going to be close. Okay, Sebastian's 8 tenths behind, so he's probably still got DRS, but it doesn't matter. We've got a good gap to him right now. Let's keep this going. 2 laps to go. Right, Parabolica for the penultimate time. On to the last lap of the Grand Prix. It's a flawless Parabolica. Do we have anything in the tank here versus Sebastian? Personal best. Vettel with the fastest lap. We're really picking up the pace here big time. Vettel commits to the inside into turn 1. I want to go deep on the brakes around the outside. Can we hold it? Inside for turn 2. On the power, we get the traction down better than Sebastian. He gets a better second phase though. We're side by side through the Curva Grande. We just edge in front of him. There we go. Into the chicane. feed the car through, attack the curbs on the power. Right, we've got to survive this back straight. Oh, that's a bit wide through there, that's a bit wide. Oh, this is going to be a struggle, this is. We're going to have to really rev out the engine here. I'm going to cover off the inside. Force Vettel out wide into Ascari again. One last time, Vettel gets it. But we just edge him out. And we've done it, I think. That is it. Come on, we're nearly there. We've got the gap. That's what I'm talking about. Come on, we're nearly home and dry. One more corner to go. Focus on the exit. There it is. Oh my god. Right, we're going to do it. Here we go. Out the final corner. We win our first ever race in the career mode. What an incredible, incredible Grand Prix that was. Absolutely awesome.
A great win then for the Toro Rosso team today. And Anthony Davidson, give me your thoughts. How did they accomplish this result?
Oh, I'd say it's just raw pace, plain and simple. I mean, we could sit here and talk about strategy all day, the overtaking, looking after the tyres, but at the end of it all, if you want to win, you need a package that's got the speed over everyone else, and that's exactly what they had today.
And it's time now for the podium celebrations, and how well deserved is this one? This is a team all about giving talented young drivers an opportunity to race and to win. Toro Rosso are your winners here today.
So looking at the final race results, we finally win our first race in Formula 1. We beat Sebastian Vettel to the victory ahead of Sergio Perez running off the podium. Pierre Gasly finished in P4 in the end. Fantastic result for him. Unfortunately couldn't make the podium, but still a great result for him and a great result for us as a team. We come away from Monza as the top scoring team, so that is a phenomenal result. Daniel Ricciardo P5 in the lead, Red Bull, Bottas 6th, Ocon 7th, Lewis Hamilton only P8, and Kevin Magnussen and Lance Stroll ran out the top 10. And further down the order, we have Leclerc, Verstappen and Raikkonen, who retired from the Grand Prix. In terms of the driver standings though, you can see Vettel still leads by 19 points over Perez and extends his gap. However, we are 26 points adrift and we cut down the gap to Vettel and Perez a little bit. Raikkonen with that DNF takes a big fat L this weekend and drops to 52 points adrift of his teammate in the championship. And then there's a massive midfield scrap there between Ocon, Bottas, Ricciardo, Hamilton, Verstappen as well, and then Gasly gets himself up into P11 with that fantastic 4th place and is only 2 points off Roman Grosjean, and that would complete the top 10 with the 5 best teams on the grid. In terms of the constructors though, you can see we are still 3rd place, but we are putting some distance between ourselves and Mercedes. Force India and Ferrari ultimately are still way too far ahead, and it's going to be a battle to try and catch those two guys up. All in all, a great race here in Monza, the best one I'd even say in this career mode. I'd even say it's probably my greatest race ever. I'd even go as far as saying I've never had such a tense, impactful, emotionally draining and just quick race, and that was right up there. But if you guys did enjoy it, drop a like, and we're now going to move into the laptop.
Great work out there today. How do you think it went? You took the top points today. Was it a comfortable win? Well, looks like your luck has changed. Things went a lot better than last weekend, didn't they? You gained a lot of positions during the race, didn't you? Your R&D team has been working non-stop this season. Is this to catch up or stay ahead? Appreciate your time.
Okay, then here we are on the R&D screen, and it is now time for upgrades. Now, I'm going to go for two minor ones this episode, and they're both going to be on the brakes. Now, I'm not sure what impact that will have on my performance. I'm curious to find out, hence why I've gone for a double brake upgrade. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. The chassis is the weakest part of the car now, so it's only fair that we do upgrade it. And with the upgrade, we should be able to overtake Force India for second place unless they bring an upgrade of their own. Also, Ferrari, incredibly strong. Like, they are still putting away, but we're keeping up, we're pushing in that development battle, and it's absolutely fierce. I mean, look how much teams in the season have really pushed forward. The upgrade race has been fierce, and no one is giving an inch in terms of progressing and upgrading their car. But we've definitely made the big improvements, and we've definitely come a long way since the start of the season. And we're looking to keep on pressing forward for the rest of the season, because with that win, you know, you can say we might be a championship contender now. We have to see how things go at Singapore. But all in all, guys, we finally won our first race. If you enjoyed the episode, drop a like. Also, do get subscribed, guys, for daily Formula 1 content. Turn on notifications to not miss a single video from me. And finally, check out these two videos on screen if you have missed them. But other than that, guys, thank you for watching. Let's see you in the next episode very soon. Goodbye.